I got the color cube! And I thought it'd be fun to use this for a painting challenge series. So let's go ahead and open it up. Ah, there they are. Woohoo! Look how cool! Here they are! For those of you who don't know, this is this cool cube. Inside you have all these different cards and they have different colors to help give you inspiration, and then the names, and then the hex codes, which those are used like when you're doing graphic design and stuff. There are like 200 something in each one. This is not sponsored, by the way. The person who made this, her name is Sarah Renee Clark. Her name's right there. Thanks, Sarah. Shout out to you. Cool idea. Yeah, I was super stoked. I got these as a gift from my parents. One, I just think they look cool. And two, I thought they could be used for a fun painting challenge. So I'm gonna pull a random card to restrict myself to only use the colors on that card. But then we are create eternal perspective here, so I love to keep Christ at the center of it. I have gathered a bunch of Bible verses from friends and family, as well as just some of my own favorites. And I have those here, so I put them all into this bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of those out, and that will be the verse that I kind of meditate on while I'm painting. So let's go ahead and get week 1's challenge going. All right, so I'm not gonna look, I'm just gonna this is crazy. I haven't looked at them all yet. All right, this is it. Ooh, blueberries. This is interesting. Earth tones. Okay, cool. That'll be fun. So these are our colors. Got gray, black, dark blue, steel blue, and clay. Okay. Drum roll, please. Okay, what's it gonna be? All right. Ooh, Philippians 4, 6 through 7. All right, classic. So here's our verse, Philippians 4, 6 through 7. And here is our color scheme. Let's get painting. Okay, so I was really excited, got into my painting clothes, finding some random items around the house to use with my other painting supplies, and as I'm getting everything set up, I was realizing this is really going to challenge me, as I am not the best at color mixing. So realizing with getting this color cube, this is gonna be really good practice, so got everything set up, but before diving in, I wanted to read the scripture and take some time to pray into it, drink some coffee, and get in the creative zone with the Lord. So let's go ahead and take a look at that verse. Philippians 4, 6 through 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. And with that in mind, I was ready to jump in. Started off with the gray, trying to get that right, and started out more of the blue gray, and I definitely wanted it a little more green gray, so added some light green, and that seemed to help. And doing that gray for a base of the whole canvas, and by now I had a basic idea of what I wanted to create. I knew I wanted to depict this idea of anxiety, and then this idea of peace that God can bring to our anxiety, that peace that comes when we go into prayer. And I knew I wanted to use the clay color to represent the anxiety and the lighter blue for the peace. So I was starting out with that gray and dark blue to create this base, just having fun with it, getting creative with the texture and patterns, not thinking too much. And I also knew I wanted to use black for the part that would have anxiety. So now I'm getting into that. I decided to do a different texture. So went in with a sponge brush here. Now I had my base all set and the base for the anxiety. So I just wanted to take a moment and just kind of pray again, take some time to talk it through with God before really jumping into this next part. Thinking through, okay, how is this really going to play out here? What tools do I want to use? I was ready, jumped in, mixing the clay color, and this definitely was the hardest color for me to get right. And I think part of the problem, I used the wrong color to start. I had this random coppery paint, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll make a fancy clay with like this little shine, and it just ended up being even harder. But I think it's in the right ballpark. I knew I wanted to do these tiny circles all clustered together, because with anxiety, it's like all these things just bouncing around, this vibrating, just like, ah! You know, you can't rest. And I think of being in a state where it's so much, this crippling feeling, and you can't find peace. And there are those bigger thoughts kind of coming to the front, but then still all these smaller ones in the background. So that's kind of when I went with these bigger circles to kind of add just a little more dimension. And then here I was excited. I thought it was pretty cool where I did a half blue, half clay circle. But because I was starting to think of the shift that would come with the peace of God entering the painting. As you saw, there are like over 200 cards in each color cube, and I want to do all of them. Please leave your favorite Bible verses and other ideas of how to make these challenges more interesting in the comments below. But now you are witnessing when everything went horribly wrong. I was loving how this painting was looking, and then I made this streak and I was immediately like, oh no. What have I done? Well, maybe if I just add this over here, and then I was like, oh no, this is bad. Well, obviously, I just need to use this old hair dyeing brush, and that will fix everything. Let me just turn this into a river real quick. I wanted it to be like a wave of peace washing over the anxiety. But then, I don't know what happened. I was totally losing it. And the further I got, the more I was just like, what have I done? I loved it. We were on such a good track. And this is when I was experiencing some anxiety. And I was like, you know what, Lord? Yes, living out this painting. So I started praying, and I was just like, okay, God, help me get this back. What's going on here? I had a new vision, and so I started adding the black again just to kind of reset, get that anxiety section back. I was totally ignoring the right side of the painting because I was distraught about it. I just was like, what is happening over there? Let's just get the clay circles back and try to redeem this. And you know, it's kind of how it goes. We get anxious about stuff, and there's this back and forth, and we have to keep bringing it to God. And this is when I realized, rather than this wave washing over the anxiety, I'm going to take the circle that's clay color and representing anxiousness, and I'm going to make that circle blue, and that's going to represent peace, showing how he takes the anxiety, the things we bring him, and he gives us peace that transcends them. The thing might still be there, right? The circle is still here, but instead of seeing it through the lens of this anxious and crippling feeling, instead, I am surrendering it to him and allowing him to wash over me, which doesn't necessarily remove the thing from my life, but it allows me to feel the strength and peace to be able to face it. The courage and the confidence to be like, okay, I can handle this. I can do this. I have God with me. The peace to say, you know what? No matter what happens, it's out of my control, but God is good regardless of the outcome. So that's what was happening here. Okay, we've got these new circles, these blue ones, and they are more spread out and calm. And I was just like, okay, it's coming back. I do feel like I kind of started to lose the color scheme a little in the panic of the painting nearly being destroyed. And also I was kind of racing the sun setting. But overall, I was really happy with how it turned out, and especially to redeem it after that scare. And how cool God was working through it to help me release my worries and insecurities and just remind me not to be anxious about how it was going to turn out, just trusting the process, letting it come back around, having fun with it, and just allowing his peace to take hold of us. What did you guys think of this challenge? Do you think this painting relates to the Bible verse? I'm gonna try to post a new painting every Friday. And right now I've also got the mini Bible Basics series going on every other Tuesday. So you can check out those and more creative videos that help cultivate closeness with God over here next. This has been KO here with you to create eternal perspective.